necessarily the opinions of the owners of Global Communications Network and the operators of this radio station.
Today can be the turning point in your life by making a simple decision.
Fundamental questions of navigation. Where am I? Where am I going? And how do I get there from here?
I invite the leaders of our planet to ask themselves these three questions before they make any crucial decisions.
But if you don't make decisions, you're going to stay right where you are.
We are all map makers.
We are in a time of transition.
If we're going to change, we have to change the direction that we're going.
Our planet needs leaders who know where they want to go.
When we change the direction we're going, then we want to make sure we're going in the right direction.
Leaders who can see the big picture.
Because if we're not, we're going to either go backwards or we're going to stay where we are.
Recognizing the psychological and the spiritual shifts and changes that need to be made, often from the inside to the outside.
To be able to shape your future, you have to be willing and able to change your paradigm.
Complex journeys require navigation. The path to the truth is one such journey. This is your GPS. Hairstyling services provided by J.D. Edwards Salon and Spa, Palmdale Shopping Plaza, Madera Street. Accessories provided by Chevette Williamson Jewelry. Standout jewelry for standout women. Afternoon, one and all, and welcome to GPS Global Paradigm Shift on Global 99.5 FM. I'm your host, Michelle Malcolm. As always, it's a pleasure to be in your company today, especially on a Friday, because you know what that means. Weekend is here once again. You know, I always talk about it feels like time going fast. Well, it's been in the news lately. Time really is going fast. The Earth is spinning faster than that it normally spins by a little over a second, they say. Just time just is speeding by. Because every Friday I feel like I just did an open line show day before yesterday. And you know, the weekend goes by so quickly before you blink, it's Monday again. But here we are on an open line TGIF show where you are my co-host and we get to talk about the week that was. And we got a lot to cover in this 2 hours. So first and foremost, thank you so much for making GPS a part of your afternoon. Every Friday, you are my official co-host, which means that I do not anticipate sitting here talking to myself for the next 2 hours. I want to hear from you what you want to talk about. Let's talk about the week that was. The telephone numbers to call, 326-0271, 326-0271, 326-0272, 326-0272, and the WhatsApp line to send us messages via text is 801-0271, 801-0271. Those are the numbers to call or text if you want to be a part of the show. And I hope that you do, because that's what Friday is all about here on GPS. It's an open line show where you get to tell us what's on your mind and give us your opinion on the top stories of the week. So we, you know, I always make it a habit to pull some clips just to get you guys started. Because sometimes y'all just play cute and y'all just take long to call. So I got to be prepared, you know? So, the top clip that I pulled this week, not necessarily this was the top story this week, but it is the top clip that I pulled for this week. And that is our Commissioner of Police reporting to us officially what we already knew, which is crime is up. No kidding. Commissioner, with all due respect, we could have figured that one out. I'm glad you are, being proactive and reporting it. But we done figure that one out on our own. But anyway, here is what the commissioner of police had to say as it relates to crime statistics in the Bahamas.
Commissioner of Police Clayton Fernandez telling the Rotarians that there have been 85 murders so far this year, adding that it's a 21% increase compared to 2021. And when it comes to who is being killed, Fernandez says there's a growing trend of men being executed after being released on bail.
Based on our intel, we suspect that the suspects for that is viral the gangs.
The police chief also says stolen vehicles are being used to carry out the deadly crimes.
Type vehicles that are being targeted. If you have a Japanese vehicle, try put some tracker on it, try put some alarm.
As it relates to guns, well, Fernandez says police are working with their U.S. partners to resolve the issue.
You will find that a weapon is purchased in the States, and we saw it purchased in the States today, make its way here to New Providence in 2 days, already used in the commission of a murder. Would you believe that?
Now the commissioner says he and his team are working to address these issues and says that they will continue to beef up patrol.
We have a strategy in place, and the task force will be there. We'll open that office in a short order. You will see what that is all about.
All right, we're looking forward to seeing that, Commissioner. I dare say that our problem as it relates to crime is that we have far too many of us who see no problem in cloaking criminals and making excuses for criminals because they happen to be our good son or, somebody, our boy, or, so as opposed to calling these fellas out. And obviously there's a lot of socioeconomic challenges as it relates to what causes us to be in this position. I'm not disputing that. But a big part of the problem is that we like to cloak wrong. Now, somebody sent me a video a couple days ago. Apparently, there was a shooting incident at the Fox Hill Day celebrations. I don't have that video in there to play, but somebody sent me this video of the police taking down the alleged suspect. And I'm not sure if the video was shot by a member of the public or if this was video from the police. I'm really not sure because it seemed to be chaos as they had this young man pinned to the ground. And they were searching him, and it appeared in the video that they found a weapon lodged in his pants. And according to the reports that I'm hearing, unconfirmed reports, that this man in this video was out on bail for murder and allegedly was apprehended by the police after shooting a weapon at that public event. And you could hear somebody in the background cursing out the police. These effing police. Okay, so I'm not sure if that person is a relative of the young man. I don't know the circumstances, but they were verbally attacking the police, who were trying to, from what it appeared, take another criminal, alleged criminal, off the streets, take a weapon off the streets, and somebody in the background cursing the police out. That's the Bahamas we live in today. We live in the Bahamas that, we like to talk bad about the police. And don't get me wrong, I ain't saying the police perfect now. They got plenty of work to do on that force, to clean up the force. So don't get me wrong. But I dare say that we would be in a very, very precarious place um, precarious place if the police were not there. So here it is. They apparently taken down an alleged criminal for allegedly firing a gun in a crowded event. And somebody cursing out the police. And we wonder why we can't solve this crime problem. We have a call on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Take one guess who it is.
Yeah, my always first time caller. Or I shouldn't say first time caller. My always caller who calls first.
First,
What you saying?
how you doing, Michelle?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, pretty good, my dear, pretty good. Just to quickly touch on what you were saying about people cursing at the police, that should become an offense and person should be arrested for that.
Hmm.
You remember one time ago, Michelle, we used to be afraid of touching the police, talking bad to them when they had their uniform on.
Say it again. Say it again.
We used to be afraid of talking bad or talking back to the police officer years ago when we were growing up.
I remember that. There was a degree of respect.
Yeah, because I remember a lot of people saying, "Boy, it's a good thing you have on that uniform. If you didn't have that uniform on," we really respected what the law was and the law meant back then, because truly back then, the law commanded and demanded respect.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, that ain't what I call about today, but I just wanted to put my 2 cents in on that one.
Mm-hmm.
But what I wanted to mention to you, Michelle, I heard earlier this week, I was in a conversation with a good buddy of mine who shared something with me regarding the way banks behave in this country.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing that I'm about to relate to you, the same thing I'd heard from a family member about a year and a half, 2 years ago. And I do not know that both persons know one another. So I'm hearing the same thing from two different people who, as far as I know, are not familiar with one another.
Okay.
The situation is this. A person buys a home. They take out life insurance policy on themselves, that in the event of their death, obviously, their mortgage would be paid off.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I understand that in the mortgage agreement, there is a percentage of the mortgage that goes toward mortgage indemnity to cover the same thing. And that the person who would have died had all of those things in place, and that the family have all of the documented proof
Mm-hmm.
to confirm that their belated loved one had the policy for the home to cover the mortgage in the event of that death.
Right.
The person died, Michelle, and from all indications, the family member told me directly that the bank took the home. The bank foreclosed.
So what happened to the money from the insurance? Where did that go?
Michelle, you asking the big question as the big elephant in the room.
Now, let me ask you another question. Are you aware whether or not the insurance was paid up to date?
From all indications, yes, Michelle, because let me tell you why I'm so convinced of that, because when I heard the similar thing that seems to be the exact situation, from all indications, as the person this past week shared with me, the insurance was paid up because the family has proof. I understand, documented proof that the person's life insurance policy was paid up.
And the bank should have been the first to gain access to those funds to cover their costs, correct?
Yeah, but
so
Michelle,
it's not like the family went and took the money and didn't leave sufficient to cover.
Yes,
them.
exactly, because the insurance policy, with the first right of satisfaction would be to the bank.
Right, you would think.
Yeah, so nobody could lay claim on the proceeds of that life insurance policy until the bank would have been paid off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now my concern is this, Michelle. From all indications, and since I don't know about this, I mean, a family member told me their story, so I heard it directly from a family member.
Mm-hmm.
But from all indications, Michelle, this is legalized thievery.
Well, I mean, my suggestion is that they get themselves a lawyer.
Michelle, what lawyers do you know anymore in this country want to go up against another lawyer or a bank? Which is what I'm hearing a lot of people saying now.
They got to search until they find one.
There got to be some honest attorneys in this country. There really's got to be who are not caught up with this. But you use my boy fraternity, so I ain't gonna go up against you. We gotta have some attorneys in this country who honestly do know what it means to be professionals with integrity.
Mm-hmm.
Because Michelle, you cannot tell me, and when I brought this up on another radio station early in the week, the talk show host, who, by the way, just for the sake of identification and verification, on Love 97, Mr. Jones himself shared a similar situation that had just occurred to him, I think this week or last week. Some lady in a similar situation.
Mm-hmm.
Michelle, my point is this. Why is it that the government of this country has allowed the banks and insurance companies from all indications to allegedly steal people's properties from them? Because Michelle, at the end of the day, if your mortgage is paid up, if your life insurance is paid up, and and God forbid you die and you leave that, once the company, the bank is satisfied that they get all the money owed to them, they have no right, one, to touch that property because it's no longer theirs.
Right.
And once all of the documentation is in place that those provisions were made, the bank ought to do everything within its power to ensure that once it gets its funds, that the families or the heirs to that estate then get the property from the state. The bank should not ever allow itself to, my words now, manipulate or finagle people out of the rightful ownership of their properties. And Michelle, that has been going on a lot in this country from what I'm hearing. As a matter of fact, the person who shared with me the story that I had heard from a family member, they themselves went through something similar with a bank some years ago. And the more I hear these things, Michelle, the more I'm really realizing how wicked, and ungodly a lot of people, a lot of professional Bahamians are. So, I mean, I don't know, Michelle. I mean, I really thought honesty was truly the key thing in this country, being that for so many years we've been a godly people, and we really have been a godly people. But it looks like we've had good apples and rotten apples both on the same tree called the Bahamas.
Well, that is not. Unfortunately, we don't have a monopoly on that kind of thing.
Yeah, true enough. That's worldwide.
But if I were them, I would search for a lawyer, because that, unless there's some aspect of this story that we are not aware of, that is unusual. That's not supposed to happen.
But Michelle, see, I'm only bringing this up to you because the person who shared with me what they knew from a family, the person went through that themselves with their house. And the talk show host that I just made reference to, he shared a very similar situation that one of his listeners shared with him that they went through in the past couple of weeks. So even if the situation that I'm reporting to you is not exactly as it is, that I'm sharing with it, Michelle, the indications, or as I like to say in the legal world, the preponderance of evidence indicates that these things are going on.
Well, I tell you what, the banks don't like bad publicity. So if they can't find a lawyer to take on their case,
they should go public,
Go public.
Yeah, and expose.
As long as they have all their ducks in a row.
Exactly.
And they are sure that insurance policy was paid up to date. Go
to the media. Yeah.
And call the bank name. Don't be beating around the bush. Trust me, they'll hear from them quick.
Well, if you got the proof, documented proof about the mortgage and about the insurance, the bank's name was all on them. That's all verified and verifiable.
Right.
So they would be within their rights to call the bank's name.
But yeah, like I said, there must be some factors that we're not aware of, because that's not supposed to happen.
From what I heard,
if I were them, I would just go look for a lawyer.
And Michelle, from from what I'm beginning to perceive to hearing other people share these types of stories, there seems to be my term again, professional criminal syndicate in the Bahamas where persons collude among themselves to unjustly take people's properties from them when the properties seem to be or are in distress.
Mm.
Because, Michelle, I don't know if you would have heard this, but I heard of some years ago, this is a different situation now, of a family who had a 30-year mortgage, and 25 years within the mortgage, the family ran into financial difficulty because of what was going on in the economy, I understand. And instead of the bank work with the family to help them to reduce their debt burden, my understanding is allegedly the bank foreclosed on the people by refusing to allow them to negotiate a better, for the 5-year remaining, a better financial
I
arrangement.
mean,
And
that is not usual. Usually, the banks want to work with you to get it together. That's to me what you just described. That's
Yeah.
not usual because the banks are not in the business of trying to sell houses.
they're not in the real estate business,
No,
or they
and
should
and they
not
would
be.
rather work it out with you than
Yeah.
have especially if the home
Yeah.
is needs repair and all that kind of stuff. They ain't want that headache.
And Michelle, in these days and times, it is understandable that a lot of people are unfortunately ending up into foreclosure because all of the hard economic times.
Yeah, I mean,
I get
people
that,
people
and
are
I
out of
understand.
work for a long time,
Yes.
and you're still trying to catch up, and
Right.
it's hard.
But see, what I heard, the situation that I heard, Michelle, was about 5-6 years ago, before all of these crises were falling on top of us, when things were relatively calm
Right.
economically. Like I said, from what I'm perceiving, there seems to be a professional criminal syndicate, wherein when people in certain professions see certain things that they could take advantage of, they end up allegedly colluding with whomever to be able to disenfranchise family A from whatever family A has.
Right.
And that's the sinister thing that has been raising its head in my mind lately as to why I'm concerned. And I'll end on this note here. You're familiar with the forex trading market, the forex money market, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is my understanding, Michelle, that either all commercial banks, of which I'm not sure, or many commercial banks, some of whom may be involved here in the Bahamas, trade their depositors or some of their depositors' funds every night or every day on the forex
Well,
market.
that's how banks make their money.
Well, I'm glad to hear you said it because, Michelle, I understand banks make their money to the tune of 30% every night. So if they trade $100 million of the depositors' money, they're making $30 million off of that $100 million each night. Here's my point, Michelle. In that scenario, every 4 days, Michelle, the bank then earns $120 million off of $100 million every 4 nights in that scenario. And therefore, Michelle, why is it that banks cannot or refuse to pay their depositors 2 or 3% annually, which is a slap in the face anyway? But why can't they pay their depositors that kind of a money? 3%. They don't even pay. Some banks ain't even paying you interest anymore, I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Michelle, it is nothing where shareholders are greedy. Shareholders of these banks now are so greedy that they've been pressuring their boards of directors to make decisions in my estimation. Now, this is my opinion. In my estimation, so as to ensure that more money gets in the hand of the shareholders and less money gets in the hands of the depositors. And banks could not and would not be banks if they didn't have depositors' monies in their repositories, Michelle.
Well, they are in business to make money, so
Oh boy! In any event, I hope I would love to hear if any other persons have any experience with that mortgage situation, because Michelle, I don't know. In any event, thank you for your time and God bless and have a wonderful day and weekend.
All right. Thanks so much for calling. Telephone numbers to call are 3260271, 3260271, 3260272, 3260272, and the WhatsApp line to send us a message 801-0271. 801-0271 is the WhatsApp line for text messages only. Is that a caller for the show? Caller, welcome to GPS.
Miss Malcolm.
You need to turn down whatever you're listening to us on because we're getting feedback.
Malcolm, what's your take on the free concert for the Darwin victims? What's your take on that?
It's
I hear the
unfortunate.
people in Albuquerque grandma are upset.
Yeah.
The doctor.
A part of the problem was it was initially not communicated well enough. You need to turn down whatever you're listening to us on because we're getting feedback. So that's a radio or whatever. You need to turn that down, please. Just listen through the phone. Clint Watson did apologize for the way that it was communicated initially, because it came across as we were celebrating, and celebrating was definitely the wrong word to be used. It's more of a commemoration than a celebration. Now, I figure the reason why they are perhaps having the big concert, the main concert here in New Providence, is because it's a fundraiser. And more people reside here in New Providence than they do on the island. So they're probably thinking that they can raise more money by having the concert here. But the whole idea is that this is to commemorate, not celebrate, but commemorate the event. And so that's my take on it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks for calling. 3260271, 3260271, 3260272, 3260272, the WhatsApp line 801-0271, 801-0271. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to continue with our TGIF Open Line show, where we discuss the week that was. Stay with us.
Understanding your microbiome, also known as your gut ecosystem, can change everything you thought you knew about nutrition, digestion, immunity, and metabolism. Keeping your gut ecosystem healthy and balanced is essential. Ultimate Microbiome by Longevity was specifically formulated to optimize this ecosystem. It provides the advanced support your gut needs through prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic supplementation. Our unique blend of probiotics includes Lactobacillus and Plantarum, healthy bacteria that can help prevent harmful bacteria from taking over your gut. Increasing your gut's population of beneficial bacteria creates a more balanced gut microbiome, which has been shown to aid in weight loss, skin health, sleep, mood, and may even help with seasonal allergies. Ultimate Microbiome also promotes the production of postbiotics. Postbiotics are key to help regulate your gastrointestinal health. To enhance digestion, Digizyme Multi-Enzyme Complex, a blend of 5 specific enzymes, has been added to Ultimate Microbiome. It can help break down food so your body can better absorb nutrients. Plus, we've added our proprietary I-26 Hyperimmune Egg Powder to aid in the elimination of disease-causing gut bacteria and help your body balance its immune response. Ultimate Microbiome, the scientific, proprietary, and holistic approach to gut health that helps optimize your body's entire gut ecosystem. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
Welcome to Sunshine Auto, the hardest place on the planet for rims, paints, and tires.
We are your auto superstore for rims, Lexani, Azaras, Trueform, Western, Lux, Fuel, Trackline, Tough, Rough Racing, Velocity, Mud, All-Terrain, and low-profile tires, cars, homes, and commercial window tinting. At Sunshine Auto, we put God first and customer is king.
Glasses love.
To stay healthy, it's crucial to make sure you get the nutrition you need every day. But it's difficult to get all your recommended vitamins and minerals from food alone. Even in the United States, 94% of people are deficient in at least one nutrient. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 by Longevity is a simple, convenient, and affordable way to help your body get the essential nutrients it needs. It's an advanced plant-driven multivitamin mineral complex that contains certified organic whole foods, trace minerals, and antioxidants. BTT 2.0 supports your body's natural defense system with a proprietary blend of energy-boosting and body-loving nutrients, plus prebiotics, probiotics, amino acids, and enzymes that support digestion. With an unusually high ORAC score of 8,000, you get even more antioxidants to help combat free radicals that can cause damage to your cells. But to get the most benefit and value from any multivitamin, your body must be able to break down the nutrients so you can fully absorb them. Otherwise, they'll just pass through your system without doing any good. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 was specially formulated with synergizing cofactors to ensure you get maximum nutrient absorption. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 is the easiest way to give your body the balance and complete daily vitamin mineral supplement it needs for optimal support of your overall health. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
This portion of GPS is brought to you by Tiki Bikini Hut at Junkanoo Beach. Great food, cool tropical drinks, and family fun in the sun.
So Friday afternoon is a perfect time to go hang out at Tiki Bikini Hut on Junkanoo Beach, where you can get some amazing food and a great atmosphere, live music, right on the beach, right across the street from the police station. So anybody can come there to do nothing stupid. And go and check them out. They welcome you and make you feel right at home, like you are a VIP, the VIP that you are. And I've been searching to see if I could find something on the menu I don't like. And it ain't that I greedy, They just know how to cook. The food is excellent. Atmosphere is fantastic. Go and check them out. Let them know that you heard about them on GPS. Also, if you need anything for your car done, whether it's new rims or tinting or gassing up your air conditioning, whatever, just go check out Sunshine Auto right there on the corner of Soldier Road and Abundant Life Road, where they will take care of all of your needs as it relates to your vehicle. Make sure that you drive away. They even have a car wash right there, so you could drive away looking, nice and, I don't know what the new terminology is, but you drive away looking good. Your vehicle clean. You got some nice fresh rims. You got the little tint to keep this hot sun out, and you good to go. So definitely check out Sunshine Auto and Tika Bikini Hut. Let them both know that you heard about them on GPS. So I'm going to wait to see if that's a call for the show. If not, we're going to continue with our clips. Caller for the show? Yeah, caller, welcome to GPS.
Good afternoon, Ms. Malcolm.
Hi.
Okay. That story with that bank, that ain't sound right.
Well, like I say, there might be some factors that we're not aware of.
I've been in a situation with a bank before, and the bank work with you.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, even whatever they could do, the bank is not in the business of taking out and selling and stuff like that.
They don't want to be bothered with that.
No, some people has come with the half of the story and they ain't telling the whole story.
Mm-hmm.
Now that concept, it was a misunderstanding and stuff like that. And somebody, even if it was missing, said wrong. Somebody ran with that and they twist that rate up and stuff like that. But the whole scenario, they don't want the lady to come and sing because they feel like they have somebody ready to head that up and stuff like that. Yeah, that's how I feel.
Mm.
And I believe that the singer from away, she could pull more crowd, and it should be in Nassau because in New Providence, because we have more people here and stuff like that, and whatever they can do and stuff like that. These little things, I believe we pick on so much little things what don't even make sense, man, and stuff like that. With the beliefs in Foxhole, on Foxhole night, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
See, we got to get hard inside this country, but every time when the police do something, the parents them get on the TV and stuff like that, and they make noise. Oh, I'm a PLP, and this and that, and the police do this and next thing. So sometimes the police, they kind of back off from this because they don't want to get in the spotlight and stuff like that. We have to show these young fellas them. We have a country we can run, and we is not playing. Michelle, Miss Malcolm, we have to take back this country and don't let a couple of fellas them try to run this town and stuff like that, you know? And somebody said, yeah, there was a time when we was growing up, you couldn't touch the police, you couldn't even stuff like that because there was strong law and all.
Right.
You see?
Yep.
So that what happened, everybody was enjoying themselves Fox all night.
Yeah,
And
you
he
get to the
decided
point
that
where you
just, you know,
can't go out and enjoy yourself without looking over your shoulder because you ain't if somebody can come do something stupid. You know, it's ridiculous, man.
So he just decided now, I can do this now. And not knowing, you know, that's one of them fellas from Foxville. I know them. Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks for calling. All right, so somebody sent us the official events to commemorate Dorian, and they are as follows. It's called Hurricane Dorian Memorial Week under the theme The Courage to Rebuild. So on Friday, August 26th, there will be an Abaco Weather Symposium held at Friendship Tabernacle Church, where renowned meteorologist Dr. Max Mayfield, former director of National Oceanic and Hurricane Center, as well as Brian Norcross from Fox News will be featured. That is August 26th, Friday, August 26th. On Tuesday, August 30th, they're asking all talk shows to focus on Hurricane Dorian and mental health. On Wednesday, August 31st, the official launch of the Disaster Reconstruction Authority Home Repairs Program, and then a documentary will air called Up Close, Dorian, The Courage to Rebuild. Then on Thursday, September 1, which was the day that the storm actually hit Abaco, that is being seen as Remembrance Day, in which flags will be flown at half-mast. They're asking everyone to wear Hurricane Dorian Memorial pin. There will be an Abaco Memorial service and wreath-laying ceremony at Friendship Tabernacle Church, and Hurricane Dorian Memorial Concert Series in New Providence at the Bahama Grand Ballroom. On September 2nd, on Friday, Hurricane Dorian Memorial Concert Series in Grand Bahama, New Life Worship Center, and persons are asked to donate to Courage to Rebuild Fund, platform by Alive. On the 3rd of September, which was the day that the storm actually hit Grand Bahama, Hurricane Dorian Memorial Concert Series, Abaco Friendship Tabernacle Church. And then on Sunday, September 4th, Grand Bahama Memorial Service and wreath-laying ceremony at Jubilee Cathedral. So obviously, Abaco and Grand Bahama are being incorporated in these activities to commemorate the event. All right, so getting back to TGIF, I started talking about the crime situation. Yeah, we know that crime is up. So the Commissioner of Police only confirmed what we had already figured out. Prime Minister, I'm going to take it from here, Jason. Prime Minister Davis was asked by members of the media what his thoughts were as it relates to how we bring this crime situation under control. And he had some very interesting points to make. He actually said that our problem is we have been focusing on detection as opposed to prevention. And it's time now that we put more emphasis on preventing crime.
We don't embrace it. And we will do all that we can to try to reverse that trend. And we start not from after the murders, but taken. We're going to put more emphasis in detecting, less emphasis on prevention rather than detecting. And because we think that if we work to identify root causes, challenges, I know, that lead them to do what they're doing, we will be more successful. And I think over the years we've paid too much emphasis on detecting crime rather than seeking to red line. That's what we are emphasizing.
So I know it was kind of hard to hear because you were hearing more background noise than what he was actually saying, it seems. But what he was saying is that we have to look at the root causes of crime and put more emphasis on prevention as opposed to detection. So it'll be interesting to see what the Davis administration comes forward with as it relates to doing exactly that. Because people have been saying for a long time that we need to stop just putting a Band-Aid on a hemorrhage. You can't build enough jails. We got to figure out what the problem is from the root and address that. And then it's like I always talk about during Wellness Wednesday. You can't just focus on the symptom, and crime is a symptom of a sick society. So as opposed to only focusing on the symptom, we got to get to the root cause so that the symptom can go away. And that's going to take some heavy lifting because we have so many issues in this country that contribute to crime. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Yes, Michelle, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Fine, wonderful. Michelle, the root cause, it starts, well, from the heart of man, and then it starts from the home.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't get the right training, Michelle, from the home, it's been stemmed. The Bible says a child left himself will bring shame to his parents or to his mother. So a child learns from seeing, like they said, monkey see, monkey do.
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't teach them values and morals, Michelle, when you're growing up, could you bring a book in your home or anything that your mommy or your daddy didn't purchase for you?
Mm-mm.
Pardon me?
Nope.
Nope. And if you did bring it, where did you get it from? I get it from my cousin, carried back.
Exactly.
Or you call your cousin. But now, someone knock on your door and they bring a laptop or they bring a cell phone, man, give me, or one of the bumpers that they be yucking off in the night, man, give me $100 for this. Now, you know that ain't cost $100.
But you gladly taking it $100. So you complicit, really.
Thank you, Michelle. And that's what is happening in this country today. We facilitating, those who do it. Because my family and I, we don't do it. But that's what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And they guess it's a trend, and it's terrible. And Michelle, I wanted to tell you quickly, it ain't gonna be too long. What happened to me 2 weeks after I got hold up with a 45.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, at the fish fry right across from there where the little fruit stand is.
Mm-hmm.
Right there. Well, anyhow, I went to the car to get the umbrella because it started to rain.
Mm-hmm.
And when I raised up for the car, two guys rock up on me, grab me, say, "You want to die here tonight? You want to die tonight? Get in this car. Give me this piece of this car right now. We are not joking." And I had the white key in the car in my hand. I dropped it right on the ground. They didn't see it. And I took off my truck key that was on my neck. And I said, "Here, man, this is the key for the car, man." He said, "This ain't the key." I say, "Listen, man, this the key for the car." And the guy with the gun took the keys from me, and he went into the car with the keys. And the guy still was holding me up on the outside screw up. And I said, "This is my chance now." And I just pushed him off, and I ran. Michelle?
God was with you, my brother, because...
Michelle, let me tell you something, but not the worst part, that they came out unscathed. My daughter was coming with me to the car, but I say, "No, Shalise, you stay. Don't come with me. I'm okay."
Mm-hmm.
It could have been a different scenario altogether.
Yeah.
And when we got back to the car, when I went to the police, there's my wife's key still on the ground outside, my phone still on the ground outside, and the key for my truck when he went in to try to start it was inside. So when the guy outside must say, "Hey, that guy gone," that's when they took off too. Mm-hmm. But Michelle, God is good, because that's the second time I was rolled up with a 45.
Mm.
The second time. So
Boy,
Michelle,
you better stay prayed up. That's all I can tell you.
Oh yeah, Michelle, I give God thanks all the time. He said, in everything, give thanks and praise to God.
Yeah.
And I do that every day. And Michelle, like I said, the heart of man justly wicked, but the home is the breeding ground, the training ground for all of this violence and stuff we have in today. But if you don't teach them in the home, the school is difficult for the school and the church because they say, nobody teach me that at home.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to get it right in the home. Be an example, teach and live, not just teach and don't live, because it's double standard. And they see you doing, you telling, it's not going to be impactful. But keep up the good work, Michelle.
Thank you so much for calling. You know, a part of the problem is that the home is the problem, because these kids learning how to behave in society by observing what they see in that home or what they don't see in the home. So the home is a big problem. The home is your first community, your first society, where you're supposed to learn how to behave in society. But a lot of them in that home, that's the worst place for them to learn anything because of the way their parents carrying on. Now, big thing in the news this week was the bringing before the courts of the mother of the boy that had drowned in the Big Pond area, and it took her 2 days to come forward to report her child missing. And everybody's this woman this and this woman the next, and neglect, and then a couple of people asked the question, where was the father? And some people took offense to that and say, y'all always blaming the man for everything, but sometimes it's the woman this and the woman that. Well, the father came forward apparently. Yeah, before I say anything, I can just play the clip. This is from Guardian Radio News. They interviewed the father of that young 11-year-old soul. And for all y'all out there who was talking about, it ain't necessarily that he was neglected by the father. Listen to this, please.
I love him. I miss him. I just want to know what happened.
41-year-old Gerardo Taylor Sr. is heartbroken over the death of his son, Gerardo Taylor Jr. Taylor Jr. was discovered partially submerged in a pond by the Gulf Academy last Tuesday.
They saw it on TV, but they didn't call his name yet. Again, I listened again. They call his name. It's like, what? It's like my son drowned.
Taylor Sr. is speaking out after many have questioned whether he should also be held responsible for his son's death. The boy's mother, 41-year-old Stephanie Hanna, was charged with cruelty to children in relation to his death on Monday. The boy was discovered on August 2nd, but police say his mother didn't report him missing until August 4th. Prosecutors allege that Hannah's neglect of her son contributed to his death. She pleaded not guilty at her arraignment and was granted $7,000 bail.
He don't live with me, He live with the mother. The majority of the time, he's be with her. He don't be with me like that. Because, like I say, we separated. We separated 3 years ago.
And they haven't spoken during that period of time, according to the grieving father. The last time he saw his son was back on May 1st at a birthday party for his sister, Gerardo's aunt. Otherwise, Taylor Sr. says he rarely saw his son. He says given the chance, he would have cared for his son.
Of course. I will look after him. I will take very good care of him.
Relatives describe the 11-year-old as polite and smart. His father says he was quiet and spent a lot of time on his tablet. The boy's older brother and the landlord also say he would go out and roam with his friends, something that many children do. The heartbroken father says when his son stayed with him, he didn't play outside. This was his response to social media commentators calling for the boy's father to be held responsible.
I know they ain't true, whatever they were saying. So I don't really feel no weight because I know they ain't the truth.
But Taylor Sr. admits that his son's death is an extremely difficult pill to swallow. And with the boy's mother facing charges and them not speaking for the past 3 years, he has this message for her.
I just want to know what happened. That's what I have to say, though. As a father, I want to know what happened. What happened to my son? And why it happened.
Okay. Clearly, there's some things I must be still missing from that report that didn't come out in that interview because, number one, you and the woman separated 3 years ago and you haven't spoken to her since. Okay. Number two, the last time you saw your son was in May. This is now August. Clearly, there was not regular communication with the boy, because you could say, well, he didn't have to necessarily see him, but he could have talked to him on the phone or whatever. But clearly, that wasn't happening because, like the mother, you didn't even know the boy was missing, much less drowned. Now, the report did say, he said, if given the chance, he would have cared for the boy. But the report didn't say what was stopping him from doing that. Because according to the report, he hasn't spoken to the boy's mother in 3 years. So help me understand if there's something missing that didn't quite come out, or if this just sounds like this man wasn't in this boy's life at the degree that he should have been. Help me understand this. Now, a part of the report did say that his sister, the father's sister, was saying that, you know, her brother's a good father. I need somebody to define what is a good father for me, please. Help me understand what is a good father, because maybe I just don't know. Because you're trying to tell me May, the whole month of May gone, the whole month of June gone, the whole month of July gone, 3 months, and you've not seen this boy. Does that make a good father? Help me understand somebody, especially those of y'all who like to, when we bring up these things, you know, say, you know, oh, women have all the rights and the court has given the women all the rights and all this kind of stuff. Help me understand this. And usually the police do not release the name of a person who's deceased until the next of kin has been informed. But clearly, that didn't happen in this case. So it makes one wonder why they didn't attempt to inform the father before the name was released. Could it be that this man was just not in this boy's life at all? I mean, he didn't speak to the child mind 3 years. We have a call on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Hi, Michelle. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. These some of the pieces have been put, you know, in the puzzle to get this puzzle together in reference to this deceased child. But you know, the father, I think that he only agreed to do that in the step forward, because you know, in the report it said, it noted that because of the outcry of the, like the shows or whatever, the media, you know, report from the public, asking for them to lock up or charge the father as well. And I think he stepped forward to try and like clear his name. Mm-hmm. So that she had the child and we didn't have a relationship, or I didn't speak up, or she didn't speak for 3 years.
Right.
I could have seen him saying, I fought for my child. I went to the courts. Here are the documents.
I didn't hear any of that.
Right, where I tried to see my child, because sometimes you go to court with support, and the fathers would say, well, she won't let me see my child, and the magistrate would make it a point, you understand, for you to have visitation or
Right.
whatever.
Right.
And I, if I had heard him say that, or even shown any emotion, to say, well, my son, and speak about the times that you shared, or you understand, just put things in place. If you're going to come forward to the media trying to make yourself an ask, the only question you have to the mother is, what happened? You need to ask yourself that same question. And it gives me the impression, I don't like to bash fathers or whatever, but this is an equal opportunity here. He's an absentee father. And I hope this leaves the message that regardless of whether you and the mother or you and the father are together, you have to have the sisters are there, have a mutual party that can arrange, you understand, for you to be a part of your child's life.
Mm-hmm.
If you have to fight to the courts, and to get, because these children, it affects them. It affects them, because even I guess as with him, it still has, I guess, with the case or whatever, we'll find out more answers as to why is it it took so long for them to file a missing persons report.
Mm-hmm.
To say, well, Shorty, whatever his name is, the father, is junior there by you. You understand? So
Right.
what he said to me, it just left him, it left people wanting. You understand? And I just want to say, we have to really pray hard for our country, because it seems that there's a spirit about that's really, really, really going after the men, at this time in this country, because of with the violence, with the deaths and whatever have you. But now it's affecting these young boys. It's as if the guns it's taking all the time. Taking some, and now it's as if the ocean now is trying to swallow them. So it's like a spirit. We have to really, really cover one another and pray for each other, and look out for one another. Look at with the boy who at the canal.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? These are some serious times we have in this country, and we have to really, 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 because our boys, it's a spirit that's trying to really, really wipe out the men in this country, and it's especially these children and young boys, and but that's father, I don't understand. He just left. Wanting the court. I don't care how busy that court is, how disgusting you may find the tasteless or whatever you may find the judge to come down on you or to be. Focus on the issue. It's about the child. It's always about the child. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So Michelle, you have a safe and enjoyable weekend, okay?
You too.
Take
Thank
care.
you so much for calling. So I have a comment on Facebook from Sanford Roll Sr. He says, I am one that supports men in general as a men's leader, but I can't give the man a pass on this one. The man say the last time he see his son was on May 1st, but he won't know what happened. If you really was interested in what was going on in that boy's life, you would have found a way to be a part of his life, at least once a month, maybe? It's ridiculous. But far too much of this is happening in our country. These kids are being neglected or abused or both. And we wonder why our society is the way it is? Unacceptable. I'm sorry, sir. Now, maybe, like I said, some information that we are not aware of that you just didn't tell the reporter who interviewed you about how you were being stopped from seeing your child over 3 months, because I didn't hear that. And if you're telling me you and the woman don't speak, What that got to do with that child? For 3 years, you ain't speak to this woman. Okay, y'all obviously have issues, but what I got to do with your child? Why you even bring that up? What that have to do with the child? He don't really stay with me like that. He stays with his mother. Well, obviously. And I'm not saying that all fathers have to be physically in the home, because sometimes, for whatever circumstances, they're not. But that don't mean you can't be a part of your child's life. And I ain't trying to hear nothing about, well, the court give the woman all the rights. Man, that's your child. And if you won't find a way to make contact with that child, you can find a way. 3 months? Help me understand. Maybe it's something missing what I just don't have privy to. Maybe it's some factor in this that I'm not privy to. But that interview didn't help him at all. 3260271, 3260271, 3260272, 3260272 are the numbers to call. The WhatsApp line 801-0271, 801-0271. People, when it comes to your children, there should be no excuse as to why you cannot make contact with your child, even if it's just to see the child every now and again. Even if you ain't waking, you ain't got nothing to give, do everything within your power to have some presence in that child. That child ain't asked to come here. And your drama with the mother or father ain't got nothing to do with that child. Y'all need to get your act together or stop laying down and making these children you don't know how to care for. And then at the end of the day, when they wreaking havoc on society, you run here talking about not my good child. Y'all need to get your act together. We have a call on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS. Hello, caller.
Hello, good morning. Good afternoon. How are you doing?
Good afternoon. Great. How are you?
Yes. I just listened to that caller, the gentleman, right? And something ain't right with that picture. You said he said that he didn't speak to his girlfriend in 3 years. You know, it's 3 years of that child life, and then you said that he didn't speak to him from May. That's your son. We understand that the caught up situation whereby some not give woman rights or whatever, but how you said, that's your son. You have to make time for your son. You never said ask the woman what happened. What happened to you? So it's both parents did what the other did. So now the son is there, abused more involved, things would have been a little better because the child really feels the daddy more when he's around and they do more things. But something ain't right with that picture. So I just want to put my 5 cents in that, but something ain't right with that.
All right.
You have a nice weekend.
Thank you so much for calling. Thank you for calling. Numbers to call 3260271, 3260271, 3260272, 3260272. And the WhatsApp line is 8010271, 8010271. So, Prime Minister Davis, we are all waiting to see what you're going to do to address this problem at the root cause, because this is you know how some trees have some deep, 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 deep roots? Boy, these roots go deep. These roots go deep. And I think that every right-thinking Bahamian wants to support whatever initiatives come forward. There are some things that go beyond politics. Crime impacts everyone. And I dare say that we would want this to succeed, whatever initiative this is you coming up with to talk about getting to the root cause of the problem. And I agree with you. We need to spend more time trying to figure that out and fix that than just fixing a symptom. Because crime is nothing more than a symptom. So I'm going to put one more comment on the screen, and then we're going to go to a break. Sanford Roll Sr. says, "Sir, if you were being prevented from seeing your son, you should have been so upset about that. It should have been the first thing spill out of your mouth with tears." Look here, don't get me started, yeah? Because, like I said, our interview ain't helping. If he was trying to do that to get public sympathy, cheap as well, he just stay quiet. I wasn't impressed. You ain't see your son from May, and you want to know what happened? Anyhow, we could take a quick break. And then on the other side, well, see if that's a call over the show before I go to break. Let me just be sure, because I don't want the caller would have to hold on over a long break. Yes or no, Jason? Okay, we have a caller. Caller, welcome to GPS. Oh, they're going to call back. Okay, we got to take it, All right, we're going to take this quick break, and then on the other side, we will, hopefully, the caller will call back. All right, stay with us. This is GPS.
Your body's immune system is under constant pressure from things like stress, lack of exercise, and toxins in the environment. It's crucial to be proactive and support your immune system with the nutrients it needs to function effectively. But it's often hard to get these nutrients from food alone. Introducing fast-acting Zinc Plus Immune Support by Longevity. Unlike zinc-only supplements, Zinc Plus Immune Support builds on the proven power of zinc and adds complementary nutrients to give your immune system extra support. Vitamin D helps balance the effects of zinc, while our proprietary blend of natural fruit and root extracts provides the extra help your immune system needs to work against daily stressors. And we've included Longevity's exclusive plant-derived minerals to give your body the minerals it needs, but can't get from food alone. And because Zinc Plus Immune Support is delivered in a great-tasting, sugar-free, berry-flavored lozenge, it encourages quicker absorption of all these nutrients into your body. Zinc Plus Immune Support. Zinc plus the extra support your body needs to promote a healthy immune system. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
Welcome to Sunshine Auto, the hardest place on the planet for rims, tints, and tires.
We are your auto superstore for rims, Lexani, Azaras, Trueform, Western, Lux, Fuel, Trackline, Tough, Rough Racing, Velocity, Mud, All-Terrain, and low-profile tires. Cars, homes, and commercial window tinting. At Sunshine Auto, we put God first and customer is king.
Blessed love.
It's gotten harder and harder to get your daily requirement of vital nutrients from food alone. Without additional vitamin and nutrient support, your health and well-being can suffer drastically. That's why Z-Radical was specifically formulated. It combines a blend of antioxidant-rich vitamins, minerals, and botanicals with the protective powers of fucoidan to help fill the gaps from lack of nutrients in your foods. The core of Z-Radical is fucoidan, a naturally occurring polysaccharide that helps stimulate immune reaction, protecting you against inflammation and oxidative stress. We harvest this powerful mineral-rich nutrient from brown seaweed, harvested only from the world's most pristine ocean waters to ensure the purest quality. It's then extracted using cold process technology to ensure maximum levels of bioavailability. Then we add essential vitamins that help to protect your cardiovascular and nervous systems and are crucial for optimal immune and neurological function. Z-Radical also includes a proprietary blend of delicious antioxidant-rich fruits and berries. This great-tasting combination helps your body combat free radical imbalances that can contribute to a variety of degenerative conditions like arthritis and heart disease. Z-Radical. Experience the power of fucoidan with antioxidant-rich berries, 8 essential vitamins, and more to provide you with potent health benefits. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
Welcome back to GPS Global Paradigm Shift on Global 99.5 FM. Michelle Malcolm in your company on this TGIF Open Line show where we discuss the week that was, don't forget now, you guys are my co-host, so I expect to hear from you. 3260271, 3260271, 3260272, 3260272, or the WhatsApp line to send us a message, which I need to check, by the way, 801-0271. We have a call on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Hey, good afternoon, Michelle.
Hey, how you doing?
Michelle, one of the famous quote I learned from you is "Make it make sense." Okay, we are asking why isn't the father locked up as well? You know, because this is actually a clear case where the law needs to be changed, making both parents equally responsible. You know, for a long time we were saying that these fathers are making babies with these young children, and then they disappear, and the teenagers are bringing up the kids by themselves. So maybe the law needs to be changed, making both parents, or if you absenteeism father, you need to be charged. You know, you have to make both responsible. It has to be. That young lady should not be locked up alone. I understand she has 2 more kids. You know, she should not be held responsible. I mean, he should be ashamed to say that he's seen the last time he's seen the boy May 10th. You know, if I don't see my son for 2 days, I call and check on him.
Exactly.
So he should be locked up.
You know,
just a clear
it's just
time now where the law
ridiculous,
needs to
man.
pick them up, and then the law needs to be changed.
It's ridiculous.
Okay, because they can't just be babies bringing up babies. That's the problem you have by they join in gang and they getting into trouble.
Yeah.
So they need to take a serious look at that law.
All right.
And like you say, make it make sense. Have a great day.
Thank you so much for calling.
Pleasure.
Yeah, man, we gotta do better. We gotta do better. You know, y'all want here don't want to be responsible, don't want to use protection, having these children all over the place. But you can't be the father. You can't be a good mother. You just expecting these children to raise themselves? Come on, man. Get your act together. Or stop having children. Because you shouldn't be bringing them here if you can't take care of them and be a part of their lives. Enough is enough. Too many lousy parents out there. And I'm talking male and female. These children raising themselves and we wondering why we going to hell in a handbasket. Why crime out of control? Who raising these kids? Y'all got to do better, man. It's so frustrating. Caller? We have a call on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Yes, Madam Michelle.
Yes, sir.
Sanford Rolia Senior.
Hi.
I'm so upset about this whole scenario with this. I had to call in. I know I made a couple of comments already in the chat, but I had to call in to voice my grievance. Even while we are on this, you're on the show today, Michelle. I've had a number of conversations this same week past with my youngest son concerning this whole matter. It's been on my mind all week. And even while you were making the comments on the show and your callers were calling in concerning this matter, I mean, tears come to my eyes. I don't know this man, nor his child, nor the mother or anything. Tears coming to my eyes about this whole thing. I wish to God that in our community, in this nation, that men would, I think we need a passion again for our children. I mean, that should come natural, but it's my prayer that we again get the passion that God gave us for caring for our children. They're in our care. They have, God has given these children to us. I mean, it's sad to see, to know that, some of us go and lay down and we don't make any plans for children. And then these children come into the world and we just go along our merry way as though it's just something that happens in our lives. Not realizing the consequences and the responsibility that it takes to raising a child, especially in these days. I have 2 adult sons and a grandson. And today I'm grieved over this whole thing about this child. And then after hearing this story yesterday with this man, as I alluded to in my comment that I wrote in the chat box, uh, there's too much missing parts. There are too many missing parts, and I for one, I support man, but I believe this man needs to be held accountable as well. And so that's my contribution today, Michelle. And I want to shout out to all the men in our country. Let's step up. Let us step up to the plate and care for our children. If that means, I heard somebody said, and I'm not a proponent of breaking the law, but if that means breaking the law for our children, we need to do that.
Do whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. And so I want to encourage you, Madam Michelle, in your show, and keep up the good work. I think we with these type of shows, we're going to see some changes in our nation in the future.
I hope so. Thank you so much for calling. I really do appreciate it.
God bless you.
3260271, 3260271, 3260272, 3260272. WhatsApp line 8010271 to send us a text message on WhatsApp 8010271. So we have a message on WhatsApp. Says, hello, Lady Malcolm. Great show today. Grand Bahama is listening. Thank you so much. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention at the top of the show that radio is back up in New Providence. So this is a good thing for those of you who like to listen to the show via radio here in New Providence. It is back up. Transmitter has been replaced, and we sounding, real strong. So you can go back to enjoying the show on via radio if that is your choice. So every Friday we do a TGIF show where we talk about the week that was, and we invite you to be the co-host where, we hear from you and get your thoughts on the top stories of the week. 3260271, 3260272, WhatsApp 8010271. Now, Minister Keith Bell tells reporters that there is going to be there's already happening a clampdown on illegal migrants, and that this clampdown involves the cooperation between the Ministry of National Security and the the Department of Immigration. So here's what he had to say as it relates to this initiative.
I know this comments, and it is good to note that all of the investments that the government has made in respect to the Sandy Bottom project, you'd recall we spent in excess of $100 million in new vessels to establish new bases. And so it means that it is happening in effect. And so I wish to commend the Defense Force and the Commodore for the job that they're doing out there, along with our U.S. partners for intercepting these vessels. And hopefully we can continue to intercept these vessels. And it ought to send a very clear message out to the irregular migrants that is not worth the risk to actually come out on the high seas trying to get into the country, because we're going to intercept you. It's a waste of time, and we're going to intercept you, and we're going to repatriate, we're going to send you back home. As it relates to immigration, we're continuing to enforce our laws. We're continuing with our checks, not only in New Providence, but certainly throughout our family islands.
All right, that's Minister Keith Bell talking about this intensified clampdown on illegal migrants here in the Bahamas. That is involving both the Department of Immigration and the Ministry of National Security, who are working together to try to deal with this vexing problem of illegal immigration in our country. And this, like crime and the neglect of our children, is a problem that is deeply rooted. These roots go very, 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 very deep. So many aspects um, that play into this whole dilemma we find ourselves in as it relates to this proliferation of illegal immigration in our country, where we see people from many countries, not just Haiti, because in the Bahamas you say illegal immigration and automatically people say Haiti. But there are others from other countries as well who are making their way to this little country and trying to blend in and, stay here, um, having entered the country illegally. So, we have a large, from what I'm told, Chinese population that is being brought into the country under the radar. Um, Obviously, we know about the Haitian situation because the majority of illegal immigrants who come to the country are from Haiti. But then there's the Chinese, there's the Cubans, there's the Jamaicans, and other nationalities as well who find their way to the Bahamas. Now, a part of it is our geography because their ultimate goal is to get to the United States. So we just happen to be a drop off point. The challenge is, though, that many of them drop off and don't ever drop back on or lose their lives trying to get to the United States. Every now and again, we hear about the tragedy at sea where so many people lose their lives in the waters of the Bahamas, but there have also been cases of people that just disappear. And you hear their loved ones coming forward and saying, I've heard this several times, that my relative came to the Bahamas illegally trying to get to the United States, and we have not heard from them since. People just disappear off the face of the earth. And nothing is said or done with regard to that, it seems. So this human trafficking problem that we have is a very serious problem that we really need to figure out how to root up those deep, deep, deep roots. We have a call on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Good day, Sister Malcolm.
Hi.
We born in the same month, so that's maybe twins. So there you go. Serious question now. You had Sissy Allen on the show yesterday, right, Mom?
Yes.
We have to not forget the words he was saying and the language he was speaking in. He said the world is not overpopulated, it's underpopulated. You remember?
Who said that?
Sissy Allen. You had him on the show, right?
I had C. Allen on the show, yeah. I don't remember him saying the world was underpopulated, but go ahead.
It's underpopulated. He said it was underpopulated, not overpopulated. You know what I mean? He said it was underpopulated. I listen to the show every time because I love you. You're my sister. So now, if he say the world was underpopulated, which they manipulating us says overpopulated, why would we have an immigration problem if the world is underpopulated? We need people to build the world and to make the world go through because that was what's happening to life. Foreigners build the Bahamas. Foreigners build the United States. So why we have a problem with foreigners? Although I'm not a foreigner, I wish I was. Well, I am a foreigner. I'm an alien. But what I'm saying is, why we have a topic on illegal aliens when the world is unpopulated? Because Sissy Allen, I'm going quoting him yesterday. You could play the tape. You know what I mean? So we should not have that problem. Everything is propaganda. Propaganda. It just to keep us, it keep the shows, it keep the media and everything. I mean, but the real clause under everything is manipulating. Because if Sissy Allen say the world is unpopulated, it's not overpopulated, we should have an immigration problem. You have a good day, sister. Love you.
Thank you for calling. Boundaries have been established for a reason. The world that we live in is not a world that has open borders everywhere. If you go to the United States and you overstay your time and you are caught, you will be deported. Even though they consider themselves to be the melting pot society, you will be sent home. because they have a process by which you can enter the country legally, make a contribution to that community, that society, and do so the right way. You don't understand why we have a problem with illegal immigrants. But the problem is this: we don't know who's coming into this country when they decide to come through the back door. We have no idea who is here. Whether they are upstanding citizens, whether they are cold-blooded murderers, whether they are, we have no idea who they are because they slip through the back door and they hide in the country. That is crazy to say that we should look the other way because we need more people here. That's crazy. But you don't know who in your country? Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Yes, again, good evening again. Michelle, Ms. Malcolm,
Yes.
we stick to the ground. We're not talking about getting deported and all that. That's not the issue. We didn't talk about deportation yesterday. We talking about depopulation and decreased population. They told us for centuries the world is overpopulated. C.C. Allen stated yesterday that the world is underpopulated.
I don't remember him saying that, by the way. I don't remember him saying the world is underpopulated.
Could you play the tape, please?
I could double check.
And then you could correct me. I can stand correct. I'm wrong correctly, Mom, because I respect you. But what I'm saying is, I was not on the topic. I'm a deportee. I got deported. But I was not on the topic of that. I was on the topic with C.C. Allen saying, and we have this immigration problem, which if the world is not overpopulated, we should not have no immigration problem, Mom, because legal immigrating built the world. Slaves, we travel all over the world and build all this country, and they didn't have no problem then. But laws make it problem. That's their propaganda. That's their real doing things. Miss Malcolm, you have a good day, Mom. Sorry
Thanks for
again.
calling. There's nothing. Thanks for calling, but with all due respect, I disagree with you wholeheartedly. There's nothing propaganda about the fact that we are being overrun by illegal immigrants. All you got to do is look around. There's no propaganda there. There's no propaganda saying if you want to enter the country, do so legally so we could know who is here. So you can contribute to building up the country as you're talking about, but at least we know who's here. You can't tell me there's nothing wrong, because if that was the case, why you ain't doing it the right way? Why you got to sneak into the country? We have a call on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Good afternoon. Sneaking in like them rodents out the bush. Huh? Sneaking in like a thief in the night, Miss Malcolm. Good afternoon to you, your listeners all around the world, and to you, Miss Malcolm. You okay? Okay. Miss Malcolm, tell me something. Just a couple things. I was wondering, like, if you still deal with the how you say it, the pageant shows with the Miss Bahamas and different things. I think we had a new Miss Bahamas, and only when these people would go away sometimes, like the other day, I didn't even know what that woman or who that woman was who make it the last 10 who represented the Bahamas, who the lady was. And we learned so much about her. She said her parents, both of her parents was foreigners and stuff like that. And she made us so proud. And I was wondering if you still deal with them. Who this new lady is who went Miss Bahamas, where she come from, who people is, if you didn't know anything about her, and what the next step is for her if she leaving the country soon.
I can tell you, based on my experience with Chantel O'Brien, because Chantel O'Brien was Miss World Bahamas. That's the organization that I am responsible for. There are two national pageant organizations in the country. There's Miss World Bahamas, which I run, and there's Miss Universe Bahamas. Chantel competed in our pageant in the world system a couple of times before she actually won in 2015. So she represented my organization. She represented the country at Miss World in 2015. Chantel is a parent of Haitian heritage.
Yeah,
But,
so tell me something.
Hold on.
Sorry.
But Chantel is a Bahamian citizen who has a Bahamian passport. So ain't no question as to whether or not she's a Bahamian.
No.
Okay?
No.
So, this whole question of
We're talking about Chantel, and I asked you about this new person. If you know anything about this new person, you was teaching me something just now. I want to ask you a question about this world thing, and
you mentioned the thing about the lady who made top 10. So I was just telling you my history with Chantel O'Brien.
Yeah, and you were saying you know more about that because you more deal with the world pageant than the universe pageant.
Right. My organization.
But what I wanted to ask you, Michelle, I didn't really was talking about Chantel, but tell me something since you touched about Chantel. So when Chantel represented us to Miss Universe the other day, and did so good represent us so good, right? She wasn't the Miss Bahamas Universe. She was just the Bahamas world when she made it up.
No, you're misunderstanding.
Yeah, that's what I said.
She was Miss Bahamas World in 2015. She represented the Bahamas at the Miss World pageant in 2015.
Yes.
In 2021, she decided to enter Miss Universe Bahamas.
Okay.
She won that, and she represented the Bahamas at the Miss Universe pageant.
She ran it
two
twice.
Different systems.
She represented us here twice, eh?
Yes, she's represented the country internationally at the two largest pageants in the world. Miss World is the largest pageant in the world.
Oh.
And she represented us there in 2015, and then she entered Universe in 2021, won that, and represented at Miss Universe. Okay.
So Miss Universe and Miss World in the Bahamas, do you say all two of them equal, or World is higher than Universe in the Bahamas?
Well, that depends who you ask. If you ask me, World is premier because it's the largest and oldest pageant in the world.
Yeah.
But Universe is more popular on this side of the world.
But did Chantel do better when she represented
American
the
pageant.
Bahamas in the Miss World thing, and then what she did in Miss Universe?
She did better at Universe. She made top 10 in Universe.
Yes. I just learning, and I know you used to be in the beauty queen thing. I mean, I was wondering, like, who this new person is who when I don't know nothing, but I don't want to know. It's only like when they do good, then we start talking. But and I just want to celebrate her and congratulations to whoever she is.
So the current Miss Universe Bahamas is Angel Cartwright. Angel also competed in the Miss World system
from Long Island,
representing Long Island, but she didn't win.
No,
that would have been whose year was that? That was the year Bernice Gibson won. So that would have been 2018, I believe, when Angel competed in my system in Miss World. But she didn't make the top three.
So this Miss Universe, what she tried for the other day and win it?
Right. She competed in Miss Bahamas Universe and won that. And so now she represents.
So she got into Miss Universe when it come up for this next time to represent us.
Yes.
I hope she do good, just like how Chantel did do. Yeah, that's to show you don't give up, just like with Chantel's story, even with this Angel Cartwright story.
Chantel competed multiple times before she won the world title. She competed
sometimes they give up after they don't win, and they feel like they was the best.
At least 3 times before she actually won.
That's good to don't give up. Tell me something. You aware how my New Day government treating the unions? I mean, the other day when Obie Ferguson was like, I say sharing himself off because he gets because brave to make him QC a lawyer, right? And he was saying things that sound a little funny, like the opposite of solidarity forever. What I say, the union people say, I like what Prime Minister Davis them doing with these unions. Them, the one in Freeport the other day, the lady, that's a different union than Melinda. Sound like they get everything what they was asking for and more. Sound like I hear the nurses saying they kind of straight. Sound like I hear Melinda saying they almost done get everything what they supposed to, so I guess we ain't got no problem in school. But I don't know if it's all about this Lester Turnquest man who they have as a middleman or mediator.
I don't know. Actually, I have pulled several clips to talk about the industrial agreements that have been signed.
I hope Melinda them get everything for the teachers, and I hope Mr. Davis them continue to work with the unions like this, because I mean, we ain't kind of. I know the unions even ain't used to that. It's been so long for years. They be fighting and rowing for things we're deserving. And it seems like Mr. Davis them, they have an understanding, and they understand that unions are very strong and serious in the country. Anyone who want to be leadership, prime minister, president, you gotta have respect for the union. They say unions is not relevant anymore. Unions will always be relevant because there'll always be someone who won't take advantage of someone or don't understand what someone labels deserving or what to give people them what they deserve. One last thing. You did hear the Attorney General talking about the marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like they wasting our time. I mean, I could vote PLP anyhow to get rid of Dr. Minister, although that's my boy, right? But this thing what they talking about, it sound like Ryan Pender was talking about yesterday. Excuse me, unless I misunderstand him, and I could be wrong. They talking about, they said a ham, the thing, like the rope to make, like, how you said, industrial ham.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good thing. We can make money off of that. Now, with the marijuana, because I think it's a different kind of ham. They were saying it's two different kind of ham.
It's two
one
different
is
things.
and one is,
Hemp is sort of the cousin of marijuana, but hemp gives you all of the benefits without the
you can't smoke
component
it.
that makes you high. You could smoke a feel of that and never get high.
Or you could smoke it, but you wouldn't get high.
You won't get high, but it has all of the same benefits that marijuana has, just you can't get high from it. Ironically, when Pierre Depuch was Minister of Agriculture, I can tell you how long ago that was.
Uh-huh.
I was working with a group back then, and we were trying to bring hemp to the Bahamas from back then. And I remember,
When you say hemp, you mean like
not marijuana, hemp.
Yeah, I know. Like, what you're getting it in ropes, or you're bringing the CCC,
You could use
the
it.
Earl, or
You could use it to make rope. You could use it to make paper. You could use it the CBD oil for medicinal purposes.
Uh-huh.
You can make fabric from it. They even now make concrete from it. But I distinctly remember at the time Mr. Depuch said, because we had a meeting with him and everything, and Mr. Depuch said, Miss Malcolm, I am not going to be the Minister of Agriculture. They accuse of bringing dope into the country. He said, I understand what you're saying, that it's not marijuana, but it ain't gonna be me.
It ain't gonna be him.
And so that didn't go any further.
Yeah,
but yeah, hemp, not marijuana. Hemp is I think it's a good thing. Now the only problem is you got to make sure that you police those hemp fields, because it looks very similar to marijuana. Only difference is, I think, is the height. One is taller than the other, but they look exactly alike otherwise. So you could
they just need to police it good and enforce the laws that we follow the rules, the regulations,
you
right?
could easily hide marijuana amongst it if you ain't paying attention, you know. But hemp is a good thing because you could smoke a whole acre of that and all you'll get is a headache. You'll never get high from smoking hemp. It's just like I said, it's a cousin of marijuana.
With the Earl thing, you say.
Oh yeah, you definitely get the medicinal.
But listen, this is what we want, man. This is what we voted PLP for the other day. Because minister was saying they can do. They wasn't just promising us. They was how you say it, dropping the charges or decriminalizing or
marijuana. Yeah.
I mean, persons who was charged with little giants, the person and stuff under a certain amount, like pounds or ounces, and they was promising that after the election, say one of them was, excuse me, mom, they were telling us they was going to legalize it for recreation, and that's what we wanted. We didn't just vote PLP for legalizing dope. No, but that's one of the things. Now I hear Ryan Pinner them talking, unless they can surprise us with it, must see a gift package or something. Nobody saying nothing about the recreation, the use of marijuana. It's $1 billion industry all over the world. We can even ship
but a lot of people have a problem with that though, because when you talk
about. But we're doing it now. They're doing it now. Come on, we need to stop being hypocritical. What you think all these grabber and these backward and all these? Excuse me.
We committing murder now too. We should legalize that because everybody.
The government.
What's
just
point?
Enforce the laws. Now what we talking about is the legislation. They talking about change. They talking about amending the law. And so all we say
why
is,
a lot of people have an issue with this whole thing about
for adults, Michelle, just like with alcohol selling in the shop.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, we just talk about enforcing the law and policing it, Michelle. Or my bottom line is, and I want you and your listeners to have a nice weekend. God, watch over all us and protect us in this dangerous time. What I'm saying, Michelle, Miss Malcolm, is that we need to stop being hypocritical, stop making criminals of these persons. This marijuana, just like with the hemp pad, with the rope pad, what don't get you high, is here for a blessing. We need to legalize it, decriminalize it, and be able to grow it in our backyard.
There's a lot of things that are here for a blessing, but the problem is
Come on, that's your choice,
let
Michelle.
me
You might
finish
like
my
it.
point, Papa.
Sorry, Mom.
For God's sake.
Yes, Mom. Sorry, Mom.
There's a lot of things that were put here on earth for a blessing, but man has taken it and corrupted it.
We abuse it too.
So it's no longer a blessing after they corrupt it.
It's still a blessing. The marijuana will always be a blessing.
What you think? Where you think cocaine come from?
All of them is blessing. It's how that's how they abuse it.
That's my point.
Yeah, but don't. All I'm saying, I think.
So my point is, don't say, well, it's here for blessing. So it
can't
can't
be
be nothing wrong.
It is a blessing.
Because we take things that are here for blessing, and
then
we
abuse it. Yes, but that doesn't mean you must throw the baby away with the bathwater. Come on, man. The people in smoking the grass right now. Millions, billions of dollars the government could have been making that to buy medicine or whatever, or have some courses for healthy life living, like what you would be talking about, building some hospitals and some roads and stuff like that, some bridges to the different islands. The marijuana, it's selling every day. The people out there buying it and selling it allegedly. You listen to the news, them all be doing is making criminals of these people. Let adults be able to get into that business. It's $1 billion industry. It's not for young people to be able to use it. Just like the alcohol, all we need to do is police it better and enforce the law. Children them going in the bar and buying rum right now underneath 18 years old. It needs to be policed and regulated and enforced. So, Brave Davis, them, if you are listening, sir, I know a lot of you voters, them, sir, maybe people even in your family, we love the marijuana. It's helping us. Ain't all us abusing it. It don't freak all us out, sir. Some of the doctors and the lawyers and the judges even allegedly is reusing it. So think about it. Don't waste time with just dealing with him and talking about this medical thing. Because you can have people lying, talking about this and that just to be able to smoke weed. The weed is a medicine, okay? So we don't need to discriminate and talk about what is medical. Just do it straight across the whole board. Recreational for adult use. The government can make money off it. And they losing money right now. Keep up the good work and have a nice weekend, ma'am.
Thanks for calling. Only point I was trying to make is why some people are against it, because it's going to be abused, because you're going to have children abusing it. Look what happened a couple of times with kids in schools having to be hospitalized because they eating marijuana gummies and stuff right here in the Bahamas. You forget that? Because we are not very good at policing things. We have been proven to be pretty bad at that. Anyway, we're going to take this break. Then we can talk about the unions, because I did pull a couple of clips with regard to what has been happening this past week. Boy, plenty of unions get straight this week. We can talk about it on the other side. Stay with us.
Understanding your microbiome, also known as your gut ecosystem, can change everything you thought you knew about nutrition, digestion, immunity, and metabolism. Keeping your gut ecosystem healthy and balanced is essential. Ultimate Microbiome by Longevity was specifically formulated to optimize this ecosystem. It provides the advanced support your gut needs through prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic supplementation. Our unique blend of probiotics includes Lactobacillus and Plantarum, healthy bacteria that can help prevent harmful bacteria from taking over your gut. Increasing your gut's population of beneficial bacteria creates a more balanced gut microbiome, which has been shown to aid in weight loss, skin health, sleep, mood, and may even help with seasonal allergies. Ultimate Microbiome also promotes the production of postbiotics. Postbiotics are key to help regulate your gastrointestinal health. To enhance digestion, Digizyme Multi-Enzyme Complex, a blend of 5 specific enzymes, has been added to Ultimate Microbiome. It can help break down food so your body can better absorb nutrients. Plus, we've added our proprietary I-26 Hyperimmune Egg Powder to aid in the elimination of disease-causing gut bacteria and help your body balance its immune response. Ultimate Microbiome, the scientific, proprietary, and holistic approach to gut health that helps optimize your body's entire gut ecosystem. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
Welcome to Sunshine Auto, the hardest place on the planet for rims, paints, and tires.
We are your auto superstore for rims, Lexani, Azaras, Trueform, Western, Lux, fuel, track life, tough, rough racing, velocity, mud, all-terrain, and low-profile tires, cars, homes, and commercial window tinting. At Sunshine Auto, we put God first and customer is king.
To stay healthy, it's crucial to make sure you get the nutrition you need every day. But it's difficult to get all your recommended vitamins and minerals from food alone. Even in the United States, 94% of people are deficient in at least one nutrient. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 by Longevity is a simple, convenient, and affordable way to help your body get the essential nutrients it needs. It's an advanced plant-driven multivitamin mineral complex that contains certified organic whole foods, trace minerals, and antioxidants. BTT 2.0 supports your body's natural defense system with a proprietary blend of energy-boosting and body-loving nutrients, plus prebiotics, probiotics, amino acids, and enzymes that support digestion. With an unusually high ORAC score of 8,000, you get even more antioxidants to help combat free radicals that can cause damage to your cells. But to get the most benefit and value from any multivitamin, your body must be able to break down the nutrients so you can fully absorb them. Otherwise, they'll just pass through your system without doing any good. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 was specially formulated with synergizing cofactors to ensure you get maximum nutrient absorption. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 is the easiest way to give your body the balance and complete daily vitamin mineral supplement it needs for optimal support of your overall health. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
This portion of GPS is brought to you by Tiki Bikini Hut at Junkanoo Beach. Great food, cool tropical drinks, and family fun in the sun.
Welcome back to GPS Global Paradigm Shift on Global 99.5 FM. Michelle Malcolm in your company. We only have 13 minutes left in the show on this TGIF Open Line show. We gotta talk about what happened with the unions this past week, because man, the government was signing left, right, and center. I think 3 different unions got their grievances dealt with. All right, let's see if we can get all these sound bites in. So the first one I'm going to play is from the nurses union agreement being signed. Let's take a listen to that.
And with that warm embrace, Health Minister Dr. Michael Darville and Bahamas Nurses Union President Amanta Williams signed off on a new industrial agreement that was years in the making. The two parties being able to make good on a deal after only 3 months of negotiation with the current administration. This new agreement, inked today, expires in 3 years.
Like I always say, at the Ministry of Health, we have many fires burning simultaneously. And it is our job as administrators to come to the ministry not to complain, but begin to resolve the issues that we inherited. I want the Bahamian people to know that we are working very hard to look at legislative reform while at the same time addressing many of the issues that affect the employees that work at the Ministry of Health. Today, we are focusing on our nurses.
President Williams insists that all of the nurses in her union are completely satisfied with the agreement, and there was nothing they requested the government did not fulfill. With this agreement, almost 30 nurses have already been approved on the Ministries of Housing listing to build homes in the Carmichael Road area.
We worked on mileage, we worked on various salaries increases and so forth in that industrial agreement. So we're very grateful that industrial agreement, there's no article that has not had an increase. So here again, we know that we have economical challenges during the COVID. Everything was shut down. So we know that we can never compare to get 80,000 that the UK and Canada and the United States is giving the nurses. But we thank our government for bringing us a little bit over, and we thank our government on another initiative that, which we're very pleased about, and that everybody in DPH, when they're coming in, they will be coming in at a 26,000 salary. And so that's a applaud for us. And so when this industrial agreement will be completed, when we add it up, every nurse in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas will be making over $30,000 a year.
Now, Minister of Health Dr. Michael Darville describes nurses as the backbone of the country. This is why the signing of the industrial agreement was so important to the Ministry of Health to ensure that nurses do not look for work abroad and stay right here at home.
When other countries, the richer countries especially, try to poach our nurses, we have to do all we can as a government to ensure that we are able to offer the strongest packages that we are able to afford to retain our nurses, because obviously we want our nurses to stay at home.
And the major issue that we have with retention. Here in this industrial agreement, we created a retention plan where we're offering a bonus, a retention bonus to all nurses in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. In relating to the category that they fit in, they will receive a bonus. This bonus is over $3,000. And so we say thank you to the government creating this plan.
President Williams revealed that an agreement between her union and the Public Hospital Authority is also in the making and will be signed shortly.
Also signed this week was an agreement with the Bahamas Educators Managers Union. And here is that soundbite.
We are very much glad that we've reached the point that we've been seeking to achieve over the last 4 years. And within, I think we started in July, and after about 3 or 4 meetings, we have been able to at least bring what we consider a much needed relief to members of our bargaining unit as it relates to matters of insurance and pay increases and other benefits. The other matters of promotions and reclassifications and staffing, those things, we are able, fortunately, over the next few months to make and continue to work on those, collaborating with the employer. So there is nothing at this point that would have such a high level of negative impact on members in terms of preparing to meet and greet our clients, who are the teachers, the support staff, and the students and parents ultimately.
Core purpose. The common core purpose is education, which is the fundamental key to the development of our people. Anywhere you go in any country will tell you that. It's no different for the Bahamian people. Our children have to be educated. They're the future of this nation. It's not a cliche, it's the reality. Our nation will be as good as they are. I want to thank BEMU for understanding the core purpose and for their work on the front line in the delivery of education in this country. They represent those who facilitate the policies, who administer the educational methodologies or oversee them and ensure that the standard is met.
So Obie Ferguson, whose umbrella union grouping signed an agreement with the government prior to the election when they were in opposition, has said to the media this week that that agreement is paying off, even though there was some criticism that obviously, this government is looking to work with the unions, and that agreement, that in other words, they're glad that they were able to, go to the table and sign off on that agreement prior to the election with what is now the government of the Bahamas. But there are other unions out there who still have not come to an agreement as yet. And before I move on, I just want to say kudos to the Davis administration for bringing these matters to a conclusion with the signing of agreements that, for all intents and purposes, the members of those unions are pretty happy about what they would have received in those agreements. Some of them, as you would have heard, have been lingering for years. And we finally have gotten to the point where they got those industrial agreements. And Department of Labor officials Department of Education officials are saying, particularly to the Bahamas Union of Teachers Union, that Remember the other day, Belinda Wilson said that if they aren't able to come to an agreement, she gave the government 7 days, and then she said that if they don't sign off on this agreement, that you'd see some industrial action on the first day of school. Well, in this clip, Mr. LaRota is saying that, clearly it doesn't make sense to, and I'm paraphrasing here, to be taking industrial action at this time when the government has clearly demonstrated that it is willing to work with unions. Here was his advice to the BUT.
With an industrial agreement between the Bahamas Union of Teachers and government still on the table, Executive Manager in the Ministry of Labor, Quinton LaRota, suggests that Union President Belinda Wilson may want to look at the bigger picture to get a resolve. This as another teachers union, the Bahamas Educators, Counselors, and Allied Workers Union, signed an agreement with the Davis administration last week, while the BUT still remains in limbo.
You've been offered the best deal you've ever had. Why is your response industrial action? It may not be all you want, but compared to what you got 2010, 2015.
LaRota argues that there are a number of benefits which those in the Bahamas Union of Teachers should consider moving forward.
You have a 15% increase in salary over the next 3 years. The salary scale has moved by 5 points in 3 years. You have an increase in allowances as well, and rental assistance, and increase in academic coaching allowances. You have an increase in the starting salary of educators as well. On top of that, not requested by any union, the government gave a retention bonus.
Wilson threatened to call a strike vote on August 22nd if government failed to come to an agreement with the union. But here's why LaRota feels as though that may not be the best decision.
The kids have suffered a tremendous amount of setback, socially, even medically, emotionally, educationally, definitely. It's a crisis in education. School not only provides the social and the educational relief, but the mental relief and a chance for the kids to play together again, for normal development to take place. And you're saying that you want to deny that from the children against the backdrop of possibly the best offer that the government has made. I don't think that the public thinks that's a reasonable stand.
In a voice note to the BUT membership, however, Wilson assured members that negotiators are closer than they've ever been to concluding a new industrial agreement, and there were only 2 financial matters to be worked out. According to senior government negotiator Lester Turnquest, there are a few bones of contention that are putting the agreement's completion on hold. However, what is it that Wilson and the union are demanding? LaRota respond.
The government of the Bahamas, once that industrial agreement had expired, have no obligation to give anybody anything for the years that you don't have an industrial agreement in place. But even that being said, though, the previous administration gave educators, as well as other public service, about $1,400.
With the Beckwourth Union already signing an agreement with government, LaRota fears that this could result in members of the BUT having to consider all options on the table.
There are a lot of educators who just want to get back to normal, want to be rewarded for their service, want to be appreciated, but they want to be guided by truth, to be guided by what is fair, and to uphold the nobility in the profession. And I see that BUT will lose a lot of those kind of teachers if this trend continues.
Interesting words there by LaRota from the Department of Labor. I think I said education, from Labor. Belinda Wilson. I suspect we'll be hearing from her soon with regard to that. But let's hope they can work it out, because we don't need no industrial action for you stay at school. Y'all need to work it out. Work it out, work it out, work it out. My time is gone, y'all. It's 3:50. Got to get out of here. Thank you so much for being a part of the show today. Have a good weekend. Be safe. And then join us on Monday for a continuation of our masterclass on the Constitution of the Bahamas with Professor Sidney MacArthur Walter Thompson. Until then, I'm Michelle Malcolm. Listen, y'all. Be safe out there. Take care. Have a great weekend. See you next week.